and as some use a hammer, it beats down on the grey skin of the earth, a relentless percussion that has silenced all other rhythms. The world is a drumhead, baked hard and tight, and the 17 of them are ghosts dancing on its surface. This was once a wetland, a place of soft mud, grain raids, and the constant murmur of life. Now, it is a graveyard. The skeletons of fish lie like silver thorns in the dust. The carapaces of giant turtles are overturned bowls, empty of everything but heat. This is the brutal reality of prehistoric life during the Pleistocene, an era of climatic upheaval. For this clan of Australopithecus, their world has not just changed, it has ceased to exist. Their bodies, a mosaic of ape and human features, are ill suited for this new desolation. Long arms, built for the trees that are now bone-dry skeletons, hang awkwardly at their sides as they walk upright across the open flats. Their efficient bipedemolus the only grace a hostile world has left them. Their days are a ritual of futility. They are masters of foraging. Their minds a complex map of every edible root, berry, and grub their territory once offered. Now, that map is a lie. They scrape at the iron-hard ground for shrivel to burst that turn to dust in their mouths. A young male, Gar, uses a tool born of desperation, the serrated jawbone of a gazelle, a piece of a crude osteodontocratic toolkit, to saw at a woody root. His grunts of exertion the only sound in the shimmering heat. The effort yields nothing but splinters. They are a community bound by hunger. Their social grooming now a frantic search for salt crystals on each other's skin. The old female, whom the others watch with a deep, ancestral trust, remembers the green times. Her mind holds the memory of water, a memory that is now a form of torture. The choice is a silent one, a pressure building behind their eyes. To stay is to drink the last of the foul, brackish water from the pit they have dug. To watch the weakest, the very young and the very old, simply lie down and knock it up again. It is a slow, dignified surrender. But there is another option, a story whispered in their oldest memories, a place of permanent water, an oasis, so far away it exists more as myth than a destination. To reach it, they must cross the white desert, the vast salt flat that glares at the southern horizon. A place their instincts scream is death. No one who has ever walked into it has returned. It is a choice between a certain end and a barely possible one. The old female rises. Her skin is like a dried leaf. She looks at her clan, at their gaunt faces and the dull haze of starvation in their eyes. She then turns and faces the south, the white glare. It is a profound act of leadership, a piece of hominid history forged in desperation. She takes a single, shuffling step toward the salt. One by one, with the deep-seated terror of their kind, the others rise and follow her. A mother scoops up her child. Gore leaves his useless tool behind. They walk away from the grave of their world to step into the fire. The world is white, not the soft, insulating white of snow, but the hard, sterile white of burning salt. The sun is an executioner, and the salt flat is its anvil. For days, they have walked on its surface, and the landscape has not changed. It is a featureless expanse of cracked hexagonal plates that stretches to an eternally receding horizon. The only sound is the brittle crunch of salt under their feet and the rasp of their own breathing. This is a journey at the dawn of human evolution, a trial by fire and light that will shape the destiny of their lineage. Their bodies, miracles of engineering, are beginning to fail. The upright posture that serves their thermogramation so well, minimizing the surface area exposed to the noon sun, is a cruel joke when the sun is also reflected from below, cooking them from two directions at once. They sweat, a precious cooling mechanism. But each drop of moisture is a theft from their dwindling reserves, a step closer to death. Thirst is a physical presence now, a clawed hand inside their throats. Their lips are cracked and bleeding, their eyes all sunken, staring out of ash-caked faces at a world that offers no relief. The glare is a physical blow, a constant assault that has left them half blind. And in this blindness, the world begins to play tricks. A shimmering lake appears in the distance, its surface ruffled by a gentle breeze. Trees, lush and green, wave from its shore. It is a perfect, detailed vision of salvation. And it is a complete lie. A few of the younger ones start towards it, their pace quickening with a desperate hope. But the old female stops them with a low guttural sound. She knows the mirages. She has seen this lie before. She points with her chin, not at the phantom lake, but at the unwavering position of the sun. Her leadership is not about finding the way, but about ignoring the false ways. This is a critical intelligence point in their survival skills, the ability to trust memory over a deceiving reality. The water is almost gone. It is carried in a droid stomach pouch, a treasure beyond all value. There is perhaps a single mouthful for each of them left. The mother's child is limp, its cries reduced to a weak, mewling sound. She looks at the old female, her eyes are rocky. This is the moment of truth for the community. Who drinks? The strong, like Gore, to keep the group moving. The leader, to keep her mind clear. The old female takes the pouch. Her own throat is a desert. She looks at the child, then at Gore, then at the endless white ahead, with a slow, deliberate movement that is an agony of self-control. She tips a few precious, life-giving drops onto the child's lips. It is a choice to invest in a future that none of them may live to see. A profound act of altruism, as she gives the water. An older male at the back of the line stumbles. He falls to his knees, then pitches forward onto the salt. He does not move. Gar makes a move to help him, but the old female shakes her head. They cannot stop. They do not even have the moisture for tears. They walk on, leaving him to the sun and the salt. A future piece of the fossil record, another silent testament to the cost of the journey. The sun has consumed them. They are no longer walking but being moved. A collection of human-shaped vessels animated by the last flickering embers of instinct. There are 12 of them left. Thought is a luxury they cannot afford. Their minds are scoured clean, leaving only the single, pulsing command at the old female's back forward. Gar stumbles, his vision swimming in a brilliant, painful haze. He falls to his hands and knees, and the salt bites into his skin. For a moment, he considers the relief of simply staying down, of letting the white consume him. It would be so easy. But the community is a rope, and it pulls him taut. A hand grips his arm, and he is hauled to his feet. They move on, a chain of shared misery. This is the raw data of Paleanthropology, not just the capacity for tool use, but the instinct to pull another to their feet when the world tells them to die. It is Gar who senses it first. The wind has been their enemy, a hot breath from a planetary kiln. But now, it changes. The shift is almost imperceptible, a slight cooling, a lessening of the oppressive, dry heat, and with it comes a scent. It is the ghost of a smell, so faint he thinks it is another phantom born of his dying mind. The smell of wet dust, the smell of distant rain. He stops, lifting his head, a gesture that costs him a universe of energy. He tests the air, his parched nostrils flaring. The old female, seeing the break in their rhythm, halts the line. She watches him, her own senses dulled by the agony of thirst. He makes a low sound, a questioning grunt, and points with his chin, not at the horizon, but at the wind itself. She understands. She, too, lifts her head and tastes the air. For a long moment, she is still. Then, she looks to the horizon. There, where the white of the salt meets the white of the sky, is a smudge of grey. It is not a mirage. It does not shimmer or dance. It is still a drink of clouds. Thus smudges the trigger. It is a signal that bypasses their exhausted minds and speaks directly to the core of their being. A collective, unspoken decision is made. The slow, shuffling walk of survival becomes a frantic, stumbling race. They are burning the last of their fuel in a final, desperate gamble. They sow, they crawl, they pull each other up and push each other forward. The mother shields her child's head with her own body as she trips and skids across the salt. Ga, running on legs of pure will, supports the old female, her strength finally gone. The process of taphonomy, the story of decay and burial, has claimed a third of their clan, and they are refusing to let it claim them all. The transition is sudden. The hard crunch of salt underfoot gives way to the soft yield of sand. Then, a single, miraculous blade of tough, yellow grass. They see a tree. Its leaves are brown and curled, but it is alive. And then, they see the water. It is a small, muddy pool, ringed by cracked earth. To these ancient humans, it is the sea. They do not walk to it. They collapse into it, plunging their faces into the murky shallows, gulping down water and muddied life in great, choking swallows. They lie at the water's edge for a day, their bodies slowly remembering what it means to be alive. They are the survivors, the ones who walked through the sun's fire and emerged on the other side. Their survival, a statistical improbability, is no effect. A new anchor point in the sprawling story of our human ancestors. The ones they left behind on the salt flats are a different kind of record now. Their bones, scoured by wind, bleached by the sun, and eventually covered by the slow drift of time, are the silent data points that will one day tell this story. It is a brutal form of accounting. Their pilgrimage was more than a physical journey. It was a forging of the very traits that would allow their descendants to inherit the earth. The ability to trust a leader's memory over the lies of your own eyes. The willingness to give the last drop of water to the young. The instinct to haul a faltering companion to their feet. These are not human inventions. They are the discoveries made in deserts of white. The hard-won wisdom of our oldest family. To remember their struggle is to feel the foundation upon which our own lives are built. That is the chronicle we are charged to keep. If you can feel the echo of their verse, then join us. Place your hand beside theirs and leave your own mark on the story. Their journey across the white desert is over, but the landscapes of extremity that test our own bonds are never far away. The deepest histories are not written in stone, but in the footsteps of those who refuse to stop walking. What memory is carried in a drop of water?